Welcome to the yard where faith and sports collide. My name is Marcus Preciado, the host, and of course we've got the lovely and talented Jefferson Drexler. Jefferson, as always, say hi to everybody in podcast land.
Podcast land. Hey everybody, good to see everyone. You know, I got to take a vacation last week. It was so weird not doing an episode of the yard. I think I actually sat for about 20 minutes in my living room, throwing things around the living room, pretending like I was here just because it was part of my nature to do this.
Well, welcome back, man. I know you got a little bit injured on vacation, right?
Yeah.
So that's good.
I'm limping.
You're limping, but you're in one piece. And guys, today we are special guest host. Our special guest today is Tyrone Hopkins, coaches at San Diego City College, former pro basketball player, as well as the owner of IQ Barbecue. So we're gonna get into all that here in a little bit. But as always, we got a game to play here. We've done cornhole before, we've done golfing, and today we've got a new game. I'm not even sure what it is, but Jefferson, what game are we playing? What's going on?
Right, so this week's game's called ShuffleToss.
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 Why ShuffleToss?
I guess because you toss and it's kind of like shuffleboard.
No, why are we playing this game? What's going on?
Well, that one's simple because I went to Walmart and it was on sale. You know?
Wait, so that's what the show's come to? Like, yes. So it comes to whatever's on sale at Walmart. Is that to explain your outfit as well?
Oh, no. This outfit, this was straight from Hawaii.
I love that shirt, by the way.
This was top dollar for the t-shirt, man.
Did you buy that t-shirt in Hawaii? Because I know that brand has a store, I think, in Orange County or Newport Beach as well. But
yes,
in Hawaii.
Here's how we know. Because I have the Aloha, what is it? Keakua. Now, being Hawaiian, all four of my boys have Hawaiian middle names. And my youngest, his middle name is Kaneakua, which means man of God.
Ooh.
And so as soon as I saw the Keakua, I said, oh, wait, we're talking, basically what this means is God is love.
I love it. You
From
know,
Hawaii.
that brand, I love that brand. It looks great. It's a Christian brand, but for a while I thought it said Hecky.
Yes.
In a weird, odd way. But of course, it's He is greater than I. But speaking that He is greater than I, our guest today has accomplished awesome things. And we're going to end up talking about his latest endeavor, his business that he started, and He is greater than I. This guy is a great cook, a great chef, but God has brought him through a lot of different activities and experiences to get him to the point where he is right now. But T, we're gonna play ShuffleToss.
I'm ready.
I think I'm gonna beat you, even though I've never played.
We're gonna compete.
Right? That's my prediction right now, that I'm gonna win, right? But Jefferson, so we got, it says 1, 2, or 3. How do we play this game, Jefferson?
Right, so little house rules. You guys are tossing your beanbags. Each person has 4 beanbags. They're behind you. And you're gonna toss them onto the board. Now, as you can see, there's point values, which is easy. But then on the end, there's a pit of doom. And that gives you a -3 points. And you can go into negative numbers. So when you're tossing around and you get 6 of them into the pit of doom, you're at -9.
Okay.
So good luck to you.
All right. So
It's a lot of math.
What do you think? 21?
21?
All right. So guys, we're going to 21 for those of you guys playing along at home. And if you like the game, go to Walmart right now. It's probably on sale because no one's playing this darn game except for us. So T, why don't you go first, man, and we'll get the party started.
All righty.
And you keep your score, I'll keep my score.
All right, I got it.
All right.
Here go a 3 right here. It's a 3. Oh, that's
All right.
a 0.
All right.
So that's a 0.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Oh, come on. Oh, that's a 3.
That's what a 3
That's
looks
a
like.
3 right there. All right. Okay.
2.
All right. Hey, so T, you're originally from Atlanta?
Atlanta, Georgia.
A place that's close and near to my heart. I grew up in the South in North Carolina. How was it growing up in Atlanta?
It was fun. It was a fun city growing up, but being the last of 11 kids, it was kind of strange to me, always taking beatings.
So hold up, the last of 11 kids.
That's right, last of 11. 8 boys, 3 girls.
And your brothers beat you.
Majority of the time, my sister.
Really?
Yeah, the youngest girl always beat me.
You know what? We have a similar story. My sister didn't beat me, but my sister used to be my older brother's protector.
Oh, wow.
And so you know my sister well.
Yes.
My older brother's 5 years older, and then my sister Memi, 3 years older than me and then myself. But my brother, when kids would mess with him around the neighborhood, he would come home and tell his younger sister of 2 years older, and she would go over and kick the butt of the people that were bullying my brother.
Does he know you're telling this story?
You know what, Ricky? You know it's true. And so, Memi, thank you for being my protector. Ricky, thank you for letting Memi protect you as well.
Wow.
So I know how that is, man.
Yeah. So growing up, it was never boring in the house.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, last of 11. Mom was at work, but my older sister took care of all of us. You know, so just going outside and basically playing by myself because they were older and they would always beat me up if I came close to winning. So it was like, just play by yourself. I used to spend a whole day just running around backyard to the front yard, just having fun by myself.
And those were the days, and all you young kids who are watching this, we used to actually go play outside back in the day. Remember that? And it was like, you got to stay outside until the lights came on.
That's right.
And when the lights came on, you had to run back home. And I remember hearing the lights start to zzz, and if you were like, you had to calculate it. If you were half a mile away from home, you had to get the step and get home before those lights came on. Because if you didn't come home before the lights came on, what happened?
Yeah. Oh, you get no beat down.
You get your tail whooped.
Oh yeah, there was extension cords back then. There wasn't no such thing as CPS.
All right. Speaking of getting your tail whooped, let me go right here. Right here. Come on. Okay, 2.
I think you might have this game at home.
All right. All right. First time. All right, here we go.
4.
Okay, so you have not a typical story of entering basketball. Talk us through when you started to play basketball and the journey that took you on, T.
Well, the journey that took me was, I was a knucklehead coming up. So I didn't play high school ball. And I ended up graduating in...
Okay, let's count real quick. 3, and then 2 and 2 is 4. Oh, no, 6. So I got 6 plus 3, I got 9.
I have 6.
All right, good. So 9 to 6.
So I was just, a knucklehead out in the streets, running the streets. Didn't want to listen to anybody because, Dad ended up leaving home at 9, when I was 9, 10 years old.
Okay.
So graduated high school, went on to work with my sister at a hotel for 2 weeks, dishwashing.
Okay.
And I decided that was not going to be my career.
So fresh out of high school, let's reset. Fresh out of high school, you didn't play high school basketball, busy kind of acting the fool, running the streets.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe following a typical inner city flow.
Yeah.
And then not doing things that you should be doing, getting involved in activities that aren't best for your future. And so you graduate, you're a dishwasher for a couple weeks, you get an epiphany going, I don't want to do this. So how does that lead to you start playing basketball?
A couple of my friends came to me and told me the junior college across the street from my house was starting a team. So I ended up going on a Tuesday to try with the team, and Coach Robert Pritchett told me to come back on a Thursday, and on that Thursday he offered me a scholarship.
And so what was your reaction to now getting the opportunity to play basketball and get an education, start getting your education?
When I was thinking, it was just like play basketball.
Yeah.
It wasn't about the education. It wasn't about going to see the world. It was just, I'm getting to play basketball, something I love to do and something that what I thought I was just okay at.
Yeah, yeah.
And to get that opportunity, I said to myself, I was going to make the most out of it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so 9 to 6. Let's count up here. I got 3 plus 6 again. So 9. 9 and 9 is 18. So I got 18. What you got?
So it's going to have 15.
Okay, 18 to 15.
18 to 15.
All right.
It's a close one. So you need 3, I need 6.
All right. We might do best 2 out of 3 on this bad boy.
Yeah. As long as I'm competing.
Yeah, yeah. You're in the mix. You're in the mix. All right, go for it.
Oh, it's a 3. This is a real 3. Come on, 3.
So I have 19. That's good. So I need 2 to win.
Yeah.
Watch this, guys.
All right, unless you go into the pit.
Oh, what style? Okay, game. I got that one. go
now,
get this.
Now, my house rules.
Yeah.
If you go over 21, you get knocked back down to 15. Got
I like
knocked
that.
down to 15.
I like that.
Do you want to play Drexler rules or do you want to play?
I don't like that.
It's
You
good
know why I don't
enough
like that?
Preciado rules.
Because I already won.
I really
So
like
I want
that
to.
rule.
I want to stick with that.
Okay.
Now maybe if you had won, I'm like, that's a good idea. Let's do that.
So yeah, it's 22.
22. I won that one. Drexler rules. Whatever, dude. All right. So now you're at the junior college playing basketball. Let's pick up the story from there.
Okay, play there for 2 years, become an All-American in just my first year. Then the second year, big things I expected. And then just played the whole season what we thought was a growing injury.
Yeah.
But had a great year and made All-American that year. Then I started getting recruited. So like Tennessee State, Georgia, and then finally Kentucky came in.
Wow. So this is a whole different level because we're talking about, some national powerhouse schools. So what's going through your mind at that time as you have these opportunities to go to these schools?
I get a chance. Everyone's dream is to provide for their mom coming out of the inner city.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, if I go to Kentucky, I have a chance to go provide for my mom at the next level after that.
Yeah.
And so I just was working out all the time. I would go up in the attic. In Atlanta, we didn't have AC. It's 11 kids. I'm only gonna afford an AC.
Yeah.
So I used to go up in the attic and work out where the humidity was like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm working out in the attic, lifting chairs, lifting boxes. We don't have weights. We didn't have weights.
Was this after you saw Rocky?
I don't think I've seen Rocky
Okay,
until
well, this
a year
is
later.
all right because this is like Rocky 4.
That's why you wore the shirt?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. All right. I'm glad you noticed. I forgot I wore it.
Yeah, but it was like, it just came to me, just work out where it's hot at and just try to basically kill yourself.
So just
Because
single-minded
Kentucky's-
focus.
Yeah, just focused in on Kentucky. End up not going to Kentucky because a week after my season of at Atlanta Metropolitan, my appendix ruptured.
Oh man.
So I went to the doctors and they told me it was food poisoning and gave me some antacid pills. 4 days later, I'm throwing up blood, lost 27 pounds. My mom take me to the hospital. And when the doctor calls me to the back, they open me up and they see all the poison. And the doctor is like, wow, about why am I still alive?
Wow.
So lost 27 pounds. I set out a whole nother year. Don't go to Kentucky. Crazy thing about it, Kentucky wins the national championship the year I was supposed to go.
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah.
now you don't go to Kentucky. You end up at Oklahoma, a school in Oklahoma,
Yeah,
correct?
I ended up going to a school in Central Oklahoma. Yeah, the Broncos. I got there because we had a friend from Atlanta, but he worked as a trainer at Central Oklahoma. He was in town. So the coach said, you can fly here or you can drive up. So I drove up with him one day on like a Wednesday. They offered me a scholarship. I signed on a Thursday, drove back home like on a Sunday, went back on that Monday and didn't go home for 2 years.
Wow. So you finished up your college basketball career.
Okay, here we go, 3.
All right.
2 loves me.
Come on. All right. You get the feel now,
Oh,
T.
yeah.
Come on. All right. Okay. It's getting crowded into 2s. Someone's going to have to be aggressive and go for that. 3. Oh, okay.
It'll be me.
All right. Okay. Consistent. Get in there, baby. Okay. So let's count them up. I have 2. 2 times 3, 6.
I have 8.
8. 6 to 8. All right.
Yeah.
6 to 8. I like this game, Jefferson. So far.
It's not brain surgery,
So
that's
far.
for sure.
It's easy. All right, so you end up now, from there, fast forward, you find yourself playing professional basketball in the Philippines.
Oh yeah. I end up going out of college. I end up going to a free agent league. It was called the USBL in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh, North Carolina,
in home of NC State, and play there. And then scouts from overseas always watch the free agents to play. And then I got invited to play in the Philippines. Went to the Philippines and was on the most popular team there, Gordon's Gin, because they get sponsored by like crazy stuff, pure foods, hot dogs, and I was on Gordon's gin.
So for those of you guys who are watching and don't understand what playing professional basketball in the Philippines means, I've gone to the Philippines on a missions trip to do some sports outreaches, and I was amazed at what basketball was there. Literally every corner, every household has either a basketball rim or some sort of fabricated version through clothes hanger or a toilet bowl rim or coffee can set up some sort of basketball hoop. I was amazed. And basketball there to some people is God.
Yeah.
And so that's what you walked into. So
Yes.
talk to us, kind of how that felt from being a guy from Atlanta, Georgia, to now kind of being a star in a way in the Philippines, making a good living.
Yeah, we averaged more than like 15,000 plus fans.
Wow.
So it was exciting. It was new for someone coming from the States to a third world country. It's either you have it or you don't
Yeah.
over there. And so a lot of the guys, they had it.
Yeah.
So it was amazing. It was amazing. It was a life-changing experience over there. Just to seeing everybody and what pedestal they put you on. So I see why a lot of athletes get the big head, because people put you on that pedestal. But I was taught to stay humble by getting beat up by my sister for all those years.
Thank God for your sister whooping your tail, man.
But it was crazy. We went to one place, the Gupan is where it's called, and it was like 85,000 fans there.
Wow.
You know, and we went to do some signing and do some things, and we played a game down there. But it was amazing.
Wow. Okay. 6 to 8. 6 to 8.
Okay, 6 to 8.
Keep it rolling.
I got a 1.
Yeah, I was amazed, T, when I went to, when I went to the Philippines, the host family said, let's go downtown to Manila and let's go watch a basketball game. So at this point, I don't have any idea of what the role basketball plays in the Philippines. Like, all right, let's go watch a basketball game. They were talking about pro basketball and Filipino basketball. And we went there, and this arena was a beautiful arena. It felt like Staples.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Filipino All-Stars came out, and I don't know who they are, right? But there's like 35, 40,000 people there. I go, that's a lot of people. And then they announced who they were playing against. And they start the roster, and it's Horace Grant, Scottie Pippen, White Chocolate. I mean, it was the who's of like American All-Stars there in the Philippines. I was like, wow, this is some serious deal going on here.
Yeah, they're connected well with the NBA, and the Philippines. It's a great city for sports because people love their teams.
Yeah.
They're diehard fans for their teams. Like Ginebra, it's like, wow. And then when the NBA was involved, to have those athletes come down and just represent the states, like where the best basketball in the world is at, was amazing to everyone.
Yeah. Plus, I liked it because I bought me some fake Jordans while I was there too. They fell apart the first time I wore them, but those 30 minutes when I was sporting them, they were nice, man. They were like $5.
All I bought me a suit.
Oh, you bought you a suit?
I bought me a suit.
Okay. Here we go. Okay. So wait, those ones on the line, Jefferson, what's the rule on them?
Right. So if they are primarily, I guess, more than halfway on the higher point, then you get the higher point. So I'm seeing one red that's leaning 3 and one black that's leaning 3. The other ones are on the south side.
So then I've got 2 3s, 6, and 2 2s. So I got 10 on that one. 10 plus 6, I got 16. What you got?
So I have 14. What did I have? 8?
9.
Going into it, T had 8, and Marcus
8.
had 6.
Okay.
So I have 14 and I have a 3. That's 17.
Okay, 16, 17. Uh-oh.
So it's coming down to it.
Okay.
What's your score?
16, 17. Okay, so then you eventually start coaching,
Yes.
right? You coached at Horizon High School for a while. I know that Horizon High School won a couple of state championships, and eventually also coaching at City College as well. So talk to us just a little bit about your philosophy as a coach and why you coach.
I started off at City, and then I went to Horizon with Zach Jones. But the philosophy and coach is just supporting the kids, you know. Let them know that off the court is more important than on the court. The two go hand in hand, and loving the Lord in all that you do and putting the Lord first in all that you do will get you to your goals. It gives you a focus to get to your goals, and it opens up doors that would never have been open before. You know, there's so many doors have been open to me, and I'm like, I don't know how I got here. You know, just from being from that inner city of Atlanta, where it's so tough to make it out of, to, you know, where I'm at now, to coaching and leading young men to Christ first, and then to show them what the world is trying to get them to do and what Christ wants them to do.
You know, I'm glad you mentioned that, T, because, you know, I think a lot of people think the Bible, whether they're Christians or non-believers, it's kind of like, well, it's the Bible, it's religious stuff, and it kind of just plays this religious role. But what I found out, the more and more I apply biblical principles to my life, it transcends religion. You know, in my relationships, as a husband, as a father, financially, as a friend, as an athlete, as a sibling, as an employee, what I love about the Bible is that those principles are real, and they're successful. I mean, they're so successful. I found out, T, that a lot of non-Christians will apply biblical principles, right? In the finance world, in the help yourself guru world, right? And even in the relationship world, they don't even know often that they're using biblical principles, but they've seen these principles, right, to work. And you talk about guys like Coach Wooden, right? And so many great coaches, whether they're believers or not, a lot of those great coaches, their foundation is really just applying biblical principles.
Definitely. Tony Dungy, you know, was one of those mentors for me, just reading his books, where he was just humbled in so much. And what he used to give his players used to only have like just maybe 3 rules, you know, and Tony Dungy said, you know who I am. So don't go out and embarrass me. You know who I represent. And so that's what I gave to our players being at Horizon Christian. You know who we represent. So when you're in the street, I don't have to be there with you for you to
that's good.
to do the right thing. Always doing the right thing because you know who you represent, and people know who you are. You know, just from being at Horizon, one of the top schools in the city when it was still open. So those guys knew, and then plus they didn't want to do the running and because
Sure. I mean, that's biblical principles too. Love has 2 sides, right? The grace and the law.
You go first.
Okay,
this time.
16. I have 16. You have 17.
Okay, I have 17.
So let me try to. That wasn't.
That's
hold
nice.
up. That wasn't even close.
That's nice.
Wow, the pressure's getting to me, T.
That is nice.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's 19.
Oh, get in. Oh, that's 9. No, that's 19.
So I need 2.
Oh, 19.
So I need 2. So I need 2.
Yes.
2.
I need 2. Boom. There go 2. Oh.
That's 2.
Boom.
I got the perspective. It's 2.
Boom.
Do I get the throw?
Throw.
Oh yeah, you got a rebuttal. You can, because you can always knock him.
Okay,
off,
so
right?
so let's figure this out. Whoever ends up with more points after this round, then wins this game.
Let's
okay.
go.
So it's 19.
But
21.
that benefits you.
So what?
See,
how do you want to do it?
Last game, if you went 22, right?
Yeah.
So if you would have had to go back to 15, that would have benefited me.
Yes. Okay. So what benefits you here?
I love to compete. Let's go.
Let's go. All right. Here we go.
Points.
You know what benefits me? This right here. This benefits me. Boom.
Oh, thank you for that. No question.
Oh. Okay.
I'm just trying to block the 3.
I see what you're doing here. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna go
over the top.
Over the top, like when Fonzie. when
the motorcycle
when Happy Days had no other plot they could go, Fonzie had to jump over the shark, right? So I'm gonna go Fonzie on you, right? I gotta go for it all, T.
You do.
Oh!
That's
minus 3. All right, so you won that one. Boom. Okay, good. We got one more. For that darn Fonzie. I never liked them.
I can almost guarantee that if Marcus had won that, he'd be like, all right, that's the end. We're done. No. Now he's like, oh, we got one more.
Well, because that would be 2 out of 3, right? All right. That darn Fonzie. I like this. It's getting heated now.
Oh, yeah.
Look at you. Oh,
yeah, it's
well,
time
you had
to
a
go.
little swagger to that.
It's time
You were
to
kind of
go.
like,
It's time to
you're
go.
warming up, huh, T?
It's for the money.
Get in there. Oh, okay.
It's
All
for
right.
the money.
All right. Okay.
Oh yeah, let's compete.
Oh. Oh. Ay, ay, ay. So I got 3 threes, 9. And you got, what's the ruling on that
3,
black
6,
straddling?
9, 11.
It goes up.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's
11 and
that's
9.
a 3.
All right.
11 and 9. It's going to be a quick game.
Yeah, let's go.
We have the flow
Who's got
now.
11? Who's got 9?
I have 11.
You know what? I don't even want to talk this round.
I have 11.
Let's just play. Let's just play. 9-11. Here you go.
Oh yeah. Let me get my bean bag right.
Filling it, huh?
Okay.
You're breaking it in.
There we go.
Oh, that's nice, T.
Stay right
Oh,
there.
that's nicer. That's nicer.
Oh, it's floating.
Get in
Oh.
there. Get in there. Get in there.
That's 8.
Come on.
Come on, I need a 3.
Get in there too.
Oh.
Get in there too. You too.
Look at me.
Get in there. Get
Oh.
in there. Oh, controversial. Okay, so wait.
So I have 2.
It's
That's
9-11
10.
right now.
Yep.
You're winning. Let's tally yours up.
So that'll be 13. Now I have 3, 6, 9. I have 2.
2. Okay. So I have 9 minus 3, which is 6, plus 3, which is 9, plus 2, which is 11.
Wow.
2 to 11.
2 to
That's
11.
good. I like that. I like the way that sounds.
So now you're happy right now.
No, I'm not happy. I am happy, but I'm just saying that I have
Wow.
11 and you have 2.
The pit of doom.
That's
huh?
all I'm just saying.
Oh wow.
Ooh. Okay.
Ah,
Oh.
I'm about to have negative.
You guys are like rapid fire.
Oh.
Oh no.
It's over. Come on.
Okay. So how much? I had what?
You had 11.
I had 11 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 6. I have 17.
I have a headache.
You got a calculator with you can minus
was
balance.
at
I had 2,
two, he's got
3,
6,
6, and then minus 6. I have 0.
Okay. 13-0.
Wow. 13-0.
I had a question for you, T.
Yes.
You had mentioned that there were times when you played in front of 85,000 fans in the Philippines.
Uh-oh.
And you're knocking our guitar all over.
That's all right.
Well, I'm losing. I'm a sore loser.
So you had 85,000 raucous fans, but I'm guessing there were other times in your career where it wasn't that large of a crowd. Because I was watching Major League Baseball this weekend. I don't know if you saw it too, Marcus, but they have no fans. Some broadcasts are trying to pipe in, fake sounds. Some stadiums are still playing the organ. They go da 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 da, and it's just crickets. What's it like? I mean, having a ton of fans cheer you on versus nobody in the stands, did you actually have that? What was that like for you?
Yeah, in junior college, we didn't have too many fans. I think we had probably 10, 15 people in there. And basically, you're between the lines, you're at war, and you're so focused on your opponent and executing your game plan, you don't realize it. So it's about that inner competitive spirit that you have where you just go out and you compete and you want to do the best. When I step between the lines, I always told myself, I want those opponents going back to their school, going back to their town or their city and saying, that kid number 32, number 33 was a monster. So, and that was my whole outlook on just playing. I didn't really play for the fans. It was like, I wanted to be the best at what I did and beat the guy in front of me.
Speaking of beating the guy in front of you, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad
Because
you
Marcus
said that.
don't need a stand full of people
It's
when it comes to
13-0.
ShuffleToss.
We're going to try to finish this.
13-0.
Okay, 15. I'm just going to do a little running count.
Wow.
Oh, that's 17. That's 19.
19.
Y'all, I'm going to go Jordan on you. I'm going to close my eyes.
Oh, you close your eyes?
Yeah, like the free throw.
I want
I'm
to
going to close my eyes.
I want to
There
make
you
sure
go.
your
Ready?
eyes closed. Make sure
There you
your
go.
eyes closed. Are you serious?
Oh, that's nice. That's 21, homeboy. Yeah. Well, hey, that leads us to the last part that I want to talk about before we get into the more important stuff, the face stuff. You've recently launched a business endeavor.
Yes.
IQ Barbecue, right? And which me personally, big fan, like committed fan forever. And you're developing kind of, for lack of a better word, like a cult following of people that are just driving 50, 60 miles away to come to your Saturday barbecues. Talk to us a little bit about how you got started, but first tell us what it's all about and what God's doing there for you.
IQ is basically what we started because Horizon was closing, so I just started cooking for the teachers and the students while I'm still the dean of students on campus. And so it comes from my passion of cooking when my dad was home.
Let's stop right there, because I love the teachers that God has surrounded my kids with. I've got a lot of friends, family members who have taught, I taught, and I have a passion for the teachers that do it to really change lives and connect. So as the dean of students, did you find that cooking and engaging and serving them, did that help you connect with the students even more as a dean and coach? Talk us through that philosophy.
Yeah, definitely. It helps you connect with just everyone. It brings you together as a family. When you can sit down and have a meal as a family at a place like school, it builds up trust with the students, because a lot of the students had trust issues coming from different backgrounds. So just to sit down and cook for them and be able to talk to them about life and how much God loves them and what Christ really did for them. A lot of kids hear us talk about Christ this, Christ that, but they don't understand the sacrifice that Christ made so that we can do the things that we're doing today. So we just try to, not give them the Bible beat down, but plant that seed in their heart to know where they're come from. And through my barbecuing, I was able to, create a lot of relationships with those kids that were very close, and they were able to open up and tell me a lot of things about their life. And I was able to, just pray for them and give them the advice on what I've been through, so they can have a positive outlook on, what's ahead for their lives.
So beyond, I really love that, T. So beyond the fact that you had that Southern flavor, that you like cooking, more important, like me, you like eating.
Oh yeah, definitely.
To me, then that was kind of like an extension, or even a big part of your ministry as an individual was cooking and eating, breaking bread with people, correct?
Yes, definitely, because everyone has a ministry. People don't realize anything that you do, I don't care if you lay brick, it's a ministry. It's a time that you can come together with someone and just pour into them or get advice from them. I learned a lot from the students, as well as I gave them a lot to go out, and preach to the next and be a witness to the next. So it's about just building those relationships in whatever your ministry is, and using it as a platform to just let everybody know that you're loved. Christ loves you, no matter your color, no matter your handicap, no matter anything, you're loved.
Yeah. And so as we get into that, more of the faith right here in a couple minutes, to kind of wrap us up though with just the business part of it, what that looks like, what God's doing, what are your dreams, and how can people kind of support and be a part. Thanks for bringing in the lunch today, which was Jefferson. How'd you like that lunch that T brought in?
Oh, we got to have T back. Tyrone's come back like every week.
So for those of you guys watching, Tyrone brought some samples of his deliciousness. And we decided to have him on for the next 4 weeks. Talk about every stat,
there's nothing left to show on
every
camera.
dunk, every play, because he said when he comes in, he'll bring us a meal. And for those of the people that want to taste that meal, how can they get involved? How can they be a part of what you're doing?
You can go to our Instagram page at IQUEBBQSD. On Instagram, and just follow us, because we do our Savory Saturday days where we serve like meals. We did dirty burgers this past weekend. We sold out of all our dirty burgers, so people love our dirty burgers.
What is a dirty burger?
Me being from Atlanta, the dirty South.
Yeah.
So I had to come out here and give something to Atlanta, but I made a California flair to it with the guacamole, serrano peppers, and then you have your spinach and your tomatoes with it. But it's different from any other burger you'll ever taste because of the juiciness of it, the mouth-watering flavor of it. I see your mouth watering.
Yeah, and I'm not even hungry right now. But
so,
I'm dreaming of it.
Yeah, it's a mixture of pork and beef. but it's just something we can freeze it, leave it in the refrigerator for a week, cook it, and it bursts with flavor.
So if you're in San Diego or anywhere close in Southern California, for right now until the store opens up, every Saturday, T is there with his family, cooking up deliciousness, whether it's the dirty burgers or some chicken or some ribs or some tri-tip. Follow him on Instagram, follow him on Facebook as well. If you can at all get there, trust me, get there. Every Saturday, my family and I make it a point to get there, support him, you know what I mean? Because we love him, and leave happy and filled. But speaking of happy and filled, stay tuned as I want to talk to T about his faith and how God has filled his life with happiness and beyond. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the yard where faith and sports collide. I'm here with Tyrone Hopkins, and we're going to talk today about how faith and sports has collided in his world. T, take it from there, man. I know you were referencing the Lord and biblical principles in the first half, but how has faith and sports collided in your world?
You know, last of 11, we lived in church, you know, so we didn't really know about anything but church growing up. In the church with mom always taking you there, and she was on every board, deacon board, choir board, and so we lived in the church. So when I started playing sports, it was just natural for me to just pray for anything that I wanted, but I wasn't into my word as much as I spoke.
Yeah.
You know, the professional athlete or a college athlete, you're just so focused on you. You're not focused on the Lord. You're not focused on anything else. Even though the Lord got you to that point.
Yeah.
I really start, you know, focusing everything when the Lord set me down with injuries. I had knee injuries, knee surgeries, the appendix being, you know, rupturing. And the Lord I said, Lord, what are you trying to tell me? And the Lord set me down and said, listen to me now. So I just started listening to the Lord, and he told me he just wanted me to give the younger community my testimony. And so how do I do that? I went through coaching to do that. Where I came from was basketball, so why not give back in that way? But give them the Lord also. So coaching at Horizon was perfect because I had a platform, you know, because at City, you couldn't really give them that because it's a public institution, and me going to a public school, I couldn't give them that.
Yeah.
But Horizon provided that to me, and Horizon it opened me up spiritually. You know, it let me know all my faults, and it was okay to have faults.
Yeah.
You know, coming from the inner city, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect at all. You know, I've been in the street dealing drugs. I've been a thief. I've been a cheater. I've been every bad thing that a person could be.
Yeah.
You know, but the Lord said, hey, I can use that for something greater than you. And so when that door opened for me to go and just give to the kids and give them my background, it shined a light on a lot of things for kids to see that it's okay that you messed up.
Yeah.
What do you do now? And sports really provided that for me, you know, playing basketball and coaching basketball to be able to pour into kids and plant seeds and be a witness for those kids, you know. And the Lord blessed me throughout sports, you know, being a part of 2 state championships at Horizon, one as an assistant, one as a head coach. It was just a blessing just to be a part of that.
You know, you mentioned a couple things that I want to chat about. I really appreciate you mentioning. One, you mentioned the injuries, you know, and how on paper that's something you don't want, you know, on paper that's something that athletes, you hate it, you try to avoid it, but God is so good that he can take something like an injury that we want to avoid at all costs, but even through that get our attention. Right? And that happened with you. And another thing you said too is knowing and accepting you're not perfect. I think there's a lot of Christians, T, that like want to put on this facade that they're professional Christians, right? That they got it all together, and that, you know, that they're so doing so well with the Lord. And I found in my experiences when I try to connect with people, that's not what really gets people's hearts. It's when they hear our failures, our shortcomings, our humanity, and how God can even work through that. So those are two things that, like, I think the enemy tries to use against you. Like, injuries,
Yes.
your failures, but God is so good, he can flip them around. And you mentioned some of the things you got involved with. Some of the things I was involved with as a young man, I thought, man, I hope nobody ever finds out. And trying to live a life to kind of hide them, you know what I mean, and things I did. Now, there are things that I talk to my own kids about, you know, ways that I fell immorally sexually, that I hope nobody ever finds out about that. There's freedom now because God has forgiven me, you know, cheating my way through the first half of college. You know what I mean? And man, I hope my kids never find it. Now I tell them about it, right? But the reason I can is because there's freedom, you know? And even the scars that I have in my knee and my heart, I show them those scars to say, you can avoid these things, but even if you get them, God is so good that through that pain, he can draw you closer to him.
Yes, just living the testimony is just something great when you look back at it, because who expected us to be here? No one expected. My counselors in high school didn't expect me to be here. My fellow classmates wanted me to get right. They tried to encourage me, but me being so stubborn, I was born June 29th, I'm a Cancer, so I'm stubborn. So just being stubborn in all that I did, you know, and want to take that rough path, you know, and the Lord said, okay, I'm gonna let you take that rough path, but I'm gonna protect you through those things. You know, that's the only way I survived it. Nobody else protected me. It was no physical entity that protected me from all the dangers that were in the streets and coming up. And throughout those injuries, like you said, the devil attacks your mind. Go back to doing what you used to do. Go back to doing that. Go drink this, go smoke that. But the Lord said, no, he's mine. He's mine. And so the devil he can't touch you. And then once you realize that, you just pray. It started with prayer for me. It started with prayer. And as soon as I started to pray, the Lord opened up the doors for me. I didn't even ask for those. I was just saying, I love you, Lord. I thank you for all that you have put me through. Guide me. As soon as I said that, doors start opening. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve to live this life I'm living. I don't deserve to pour into the kids like the way I do. I don't deserve the respect from everyone around this county the way that I get it. But the Lord says, I'm gonna show them that it's about me and not you. Nothing I do is ever gonna be about me in my life. You know, from the time I start coaching, and I said that, I wanna love on people. I wanna be able to give to people. I wanna be able to leave a legacy that God is good.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we touched on it earlier on biblical principles, but you know, I found that as I've drawn close to the Lord, a lot of these things that the world has to offer that on the surface level looks like fun. You know, and really is fun. And there's a reason why there's a lot of people sinning. You know what I mean? Because sin is fun. But the end result leads to death. And I have found that by avoiding sin, there's something even more fun than sin. Even though sin is fun, it's righteousness. Like the relationship I can have with my wife with no shame, with not hiding anything, like that is enjoyable. The relationship I can have with my children that love me and I love them and we do life together, man, that is way more enjoyable than what the world has to offer through getting high, sexual immorality, corruptness, which I'm sure has its level of fun, but it fades away. What's nice, what I get to participate in, what you get to participate in, like you said, not only are you enjoying it, but has an eternal impact. And I find that such an amazing thing about living for the Lord. You know, I found that sin wasn't genuine. Sin, you don't have genuine people around you when you're sinning. When you're living for the Lord, it's people that actually love you and that people that'll die for you and helping you and doing the things you need. To get to this point, I would have never been able to do this by myself. The Lord put people in place for me to meet. You know, and they helped me along the way because I'm just a dry sponge to everything. I'm a dry sponge, and if you have something where you can pour into me and I find it fruitful, I'm definitely going to soak that up, and I'm definitely going to be able to pass it along and give it to someone else.
just being genuine in all that we do. I don't try to give kids the Bible beat down because their attention span is from here to my end of my nose. So I tell them I love them, and then when they want to talk about some things, that's when I give them, where they need to go to find the answers.
And speaking about loving people, one of the things I really enjoyed a couple weeks ago, as we know this nation's been through some real difficult social issues, and so in the heart of it, where you can see the narrative that media was pointing to. Are you on the black side? Are you on the white side? Are you on the progressive side? Are you the Republican side? Are you Trump? Are you Biden? Are you Black Lives Matter? Are you cops? Right? And there's all these divisions we were seeing, and it's happening now. Sadly, I remember going one Saturday to pick up some IQ barbecue, and in the middle of all that, right, as the nation's burning, I just sit back and watch for a while, T. And I saw old white women come up, elated to see you, tell them they loved you, you loved them. I saw Latinos coming up, you running out there, giving them some love, giving them some food. I saw some brothers out there, right, excited to pick up their barbecue. I saw neighbors that didn't even know you really and didn't know the Lord. Right? Come, dabble, get one burger, and then pick up 9 later, but through that building a relationship with you. And it's been really cool to see how God is using your business as a ministry as well.
Yeah, definitely. I don't live for the things of this world. And the politics that are going on are about the things of this world. I think, loving people is the way that we get through this. I see all these different groups and different things. Love people. That's what it's about. People, you're gonna have people that'll do wrong. You're gonna have evil in this world. But you can't go into the extreme of going against. You gotta love everyone through it. People are gonna show you their true character no matter what, but you still gotta pray for them. The Bible tells me to pray for my enemy. So I must pray for everybody. I pray for everybody. If someone attempts to do harm to me or my family, then it's a different thing, because we're gonna protect ourselves. But I'm gonna love people no matter what. I'm gonna love humans. Black, white, Latino. I don't care where you're from. I'm gonna love you up, and if you eat. If you eat, then we're gonna have a great thing in common, because I love serving people in that way. I use this platform as a barbecue is just to love people and show them through my food, through talking to them, through meeting me, that I'm gonna love you because you took time out to come have a meal and break bread at my establishment, or you took time to drive down to our Savory Saturdays and just break bread. That means it's some love there. Some type of way of some love there. So that's a platform to me just to be a witness and tell people I think them, I love them. I don't have to know a person to tell them I love them. Hey, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
So. Well, I appreciate that, man. And for those of you guys, I'd love for you guys to commit to be praying for Tyrone, his family, his ministry, his business at IQ Barbecue. And as you can see, it's a different philosophy than probably most businesses. And I've seen it firsthand, as well as a lot of people in my community, how God is using him. And maybe you're watching today and some of these things that you've heard are resonating with you. And maybe you're going through a difficult time or an injury or financial stress, or just caught up in the politics of today that I'm not saying aren't important, because they're important for different groups of people, but beyond that, way more important is your relationship with God. And maybe you don't have that set. Well, I encourage you, if you want to taste and see that the Lord is good, as the Bible tells us, right there where you are, just invite God into your heart, or tell him to reveal himself to you. Or maybe you need to recommit your life to the Lord and surround yourself with people that love you, that have a vested interest in making sure that you draw close to the Lord. I tell you what, we've tried the other way and it doesn't work. So I just encourage you, reach out to somebody that loves God. Call a church, or right there right there, just in this moment, you know, tell God to reveal himself to you. Invite Christ into your heart and experience what we get to experience. You guys, thanks for joining us today. I want to say a huge thank you to Christian Podcast Central to help support us. If you haven't checked out our YouTube channel, make sure you go there, like it, subscribe. You've got archives of every show, some behind the scenes stuff, some highlights as well. But once again, thanks for being in the yard. Tune in next week where we have another great episode, and hopefully I'm able to defeat yet another opponent that comes into this house. God bless you guys.
Wow.